Elms College has made SAT and ACT testing optional as an entrance requirement. Why have officials there picked up on this recent trend? I discussed that and more with John Scully, Elms College Vice President of Enrollment Management.
I'm relatively new to Elms, been there for about a year, and this is something that when I first arrived I really wanted to put in the top of my agenda. Something that I'm really passionate about is college access. Making sure all students who have the ability to do well at a college have the ability to go to college. And as I'm sure a lot of the research has shown, ACTs and SATs can be a large barrier for students from lower socioeconomic classes, different ethnicities and races. It's simply not a fair test. It's not a good way to judge a student's ability to do well in college. So I went through a large process to make sure that we now look at a student, the whole student, and give every student who has the opportunity to do well a place to go to college.
You touched on a lot of things that I want to cover there, so I'm going to unpack a few of them.
Absolutely.
One of those being a cost barrier. So when you look at the way the SAT and the ACTs are broken down, at first blush it looks like, relatively affordable,
Sure.
about $40 to $50. But then you start adding on the enrollment fee, the application fee rather, and if you're going to take more than one test.
Right.
Or if you're going to do what many students do, which is take the test more than once. So you're talking about hundreds of dollars here, right?
Yeah, no question. And studies have shown that the SAT, the more times you take it, the more prepared you are, the better you tend to do. The best way I can put it is the SAT is a known quantity. So it's something that we know very, very well. Students know, guidance counselors know, and they've come up with ways to, I don't want to say beat the test, but to do better. And those cost money. Taking it multiple times, getting test prep. Test prep can be, relatively inexpensive, or
Which
you
is
can
kind
spend
of like a tutor or an additional class
Exactly.
that you take, but you pay money for it.
Exactly. You can find online courses that are relatively inexpensive, but they also have very, very high-priced full-on tutors that will spend hours and hours with you, and they do work. They're very effective, but they're also very expensive.
But if you're going to go on the more sort of cost-effective, budget-wise portion of that, and you're doing it online, then you have to get into the question of internet access.
Exactly.
Do you have a computer at home?
Exactly.
Things like that. So fairness can really seem like it's available to folks, but then maybe you dig a little deeper and not so much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's a common misconception that, anybody can take it, anybody can do well. That's not necessarily the case, because cost, as you said, is a very large factor.
But if you aren't using an SAT or ACT sort of general test, how do you then know, okay, what's the baseline that all of our students are coming in at? Where do we place you?
Sure. You look at everything else. There are many other parts of a college application aside from the SAT or the ACT. The biggest one is a high school transcript. These students have spent 4 years in high school. That's a very good indication of their academic ability. One single test they sit for 2 or 3 hours, that could be a bad day, it could be a really good day. But a GPA over the course of 4 years is truly who that student is academically. We can see the courses they've taken, the level they've taken them at, the grades they've achieved. On top of that, we have teacher recommendations, guidance counselor recommendations, and multiple essays the students have written that show us their writing ability and really more about who they are and why they want to go to college.
And so now I remember back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth and I was in high school, there was a lot of pressure sort of sophomore, junior, senior year, especially junior and senior year, to really clamp down, bring your grades up. Colleges will be looking at those 2 years.
Sure.
But with the kind of the pausing of the SAT, the ACT as an entrance requirement, does that now mean, okay, you walk in the door freshman year and it's on?
Yeah, all of high school really matters. That has been kind of a misconception throughout the college process that only junior year and senior year matters. They're looking heavily at junior year. Junior year is important, but so is freshman year, and so is sophomore year, and so is senior year if they're applying a little bit later and we see those grades. What we really look for is a progression, that a student has either maintained very high grades or gotten better as they've gone along. We don't want to see a student who started out freshman, sophomore year with a straight A's and then dropped off junior year because they just kind of gave up, stopped trying, whatever it might be. You want to see that trend, that progression, but all the grades matter.
What have you heard from feedback from people since you've made this decision, whether it's students coming in for the 2020, which we should say this will become effective the fall 2020 year,
Yes, which
right?
I can't believe we're saying fall of 2020, but yeah, so it is effective for students who are applying this fall. So our rising seniors who just started as seniors in high school, yes, the fall 2020. It's been mostly really, really positive. Everybody we've talked to that really understands how college admissions works, has done any kind of research on standardized testing, has applauded the decision. We kind of have sent out a lot of notifications to all the students who are thinking about Elms, to their parents, to local guidance counselors, and it's been overwhelmingly positive feedback because they understand the cost barriers and they understand that the SAT is simply not a good indicator of college success.
As I understand it, though, this won't be for every major. Which major will you still require these tests for?
Correct. The one major we're still requiring them for is nursing, because the one thing that an SAT can show is your ability to do well on a standardized test. And to be a licensed nurse, after you graduate, you have to pass the NCLEX. So we need to see that there's some affiliation that you can do well on standardized tests. We maintain it for that one major. Everything else is test optional.
What about for students who say they're taking SATs and ACTs because they're looking at ELMS, which isn't requiring the test, but maybe half a dozen other schools they are applying to require them. So if they have that, what does that mean?
So it's totally up to them, and that's the optional part. There are some schools out there now that are test blind, meaning they will not look at your test scores no matter what. We are truly optional. So if you've taken the SAT and you feel like it's a good reflection of your academic ability, send it in. We'll take a look at it. We will factor that into the application process. If conversely, you either haven't taken it, don't want to take it, or don't think it's a good reflection, no harm done, simply don't send it in. And that's an important thing to remember is we won't make assumptions. I've heard that a lot from students and from parents. Well, if you don't send it in, you'll know that we did poorly. And not at all. We will simply disregard it. There are some students who feel like, I just don't want to send it in. I am just against SATs, even though I either did well or could do well. So we simply disregard it, and it's not a variable that we take into account if we don't receive it.
You mentioned at the top of our discussion that you've been at ELMS about a year now. You've worked for more than 12 years in a variety of educational institutions, including Hampshire here in this region. They've had different sort of academic requirements for a number of years. It's one of the things that they're known for. Did the sort of seed of this get planted there? I also know that there are other colleges in the region who've gone to a similar move.
Yeah, that was really where it started for me, where I really learned the kind of ins and outs of being test optional and how much can really impact in a positive way the application process. So during my time there, I really dove into the research and did a lot of background on it. And then I worked after that at AIC, and I took AIC test optional when I was there. That was one of the big things I did during my time there. And when I came to ELMS, it was only a natural progression for me to do something that I truly believe in. It's not a way to increase applications. It's not a way to lower academic standards by any means. It's a way to level the playing field so the right students have a chance to go to college.
And what did you observe both at Hampshire and AIC that have had this in place? What did you observe about the changes or the impact of this change, rather?
You get a more diverse student body, which is outstanding. And the funny thing, a lot of people expected the academic standards to drop. They actually go up a little bit. So the first couple of years I did it at AIC, the average GPA increased, not decreased. So you're getting stronger students from a more diverse background that now have the opportunity to attend college. So it was very, very positive. And retention and attrition rates stayed where they needed to be.
It was really interesting when I went back and looked at sort of history of test prep in general. If you go back to the late 1800s, college admissions were taken at that school you wanted to attend, given by that school. So really, it was could have been a question of affluence even back then.
No question.
If you didn't have the money to travel, or if you couldn't test at more than one school. And then interestingly, I would assume that this model of testing SAT, ACT was meant to sort of level the playing field?
It was to a certain extent. If you look at really any kind of standardized testing, that's always the rhetoric used, is it's used to level the playing field. And if you look at it in a complete abstract, in a bubble, it kind of makes sense. Everybody takes the same test in the same way, so it should be leveling the playing field. But there's so many outside influencers there. And again, like I said before, it's a known quantity. If you can figure out how to beat something with enough affluence and resources thrown at it, the level playing field goes away.